What's going on, James Bond Canada? Jeff Weibel here, and we are back for the last part of the George Lazenby interview in Washington at the International Spy Museum. It's a big year for Lazenby. It's on Majesty Secret Service 50th anniversary. At the end of this month, end of May, I will be in Portugal and in Switzerland hanging out with George himself. So make sure you're following along on the Instagram for a lot of candid little events I'm gonna have right on top of Peace Gloria, hanging out with George. If you wanna be there for the action, you can come, or just follow along on the Instagram account and you're gonna see it all. And there'll be plenty more videos on this channel, so make sure you guys like and subscribe. Without further ado, here's part 3.
Wait, that wasn't funny. Oh dear. Anybody got any other?
Me and the James Bond fan trying to latch on to any of the things with the franchise, social media wise or whatever. I followed a George Lazenby on Twitter about a year ago. Is that actually George Lazenby, or have I been following some random man?
I'm not on Twitter. So I did have a guy want to sign me up one time, and I went through it, and I thought, no, it's going to be work.
I'll be sure to unfollow.
Back in 1984, when I was 12 years old, you did a TV soap opera with Tina Louise called Rituals that lasted for a year. Do you have any memory of that TV show?
I needed the money. Yeah, I had, what was it called, the Equalizer? I came up with Michael Sloan and put that together, and we did the test for it. David Hemmings directed the test, the actor, and I wardrobed, and I got back to my house, and they said, we'll pick you up in the morning at 7 o'clock, a car will be there for you. The car didn't show up, so I called Michael Sloan, the writer on the thing, and he said they got a phone call. And this happened to me a lot. Every time I get something good going, he's under contract to us, or whatever they say. And it would fall through. So that's why I didn't do anything major afterwards. It was, I was under contract to them, whether they like it or not. And the funny thing is, I found out later on that the fact that I'd never been an actor before, the contract didn't mean anything. Because I didn't know what was in it. I'd signed a letter of intent, not the contract. And so that's why they couldn't come for me. And it was tough. You know, they offered me, as you saw in that documentary, they offered me millions cash anywhere in the world to do another Bond movie. And it was hippie time. It wasn't cool, you know, to be James Bond. I used to go in restaurants sometimes, and I was the only one in a suit with short hair, and they'd say, waiter! It was much harder to get laid. You had to be a hippie in those days.
I understood that you were trying to make some suggestions to modernize the movie when you were in it with music.
I did.
What do you think, what would that have been like?
I don't know, but I like the music now that they chose.
Now you like it.
Yes. And it would have been silly to put in, you know, pop music. I had this, you know, like the Beatles or someone like that, you know. And I was trying to talk them into using a current pop group. And they said, no, we're sticking with what we got. And it was right. When I look back on it, they were right for once.
George, huge fan. I have 3 brothers, and I can't tell you how many times we watch your film. So it's been rerun quite a few times in our house. I wanted to ask you about the stunt scenes. When you were skiing, there's that one scene where you're skiing on one ski. How easy or difficult was that to do?
That wasn't me. The insurance company made one clause: he must not ski.
Oh, you didn't.
Because the whole movie was written about skiing. And I did do a few passes with 2 skis, because I could ski like a regular guy, but that was Willie Bogner, I think, did that. He was a famous skier at the time, and he could ski blindfolded, that guy backwards. I mean, he was something else. He could ski better than he could walk. I mean, it was amazing.
So going back to the ending of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, there's long been a rumor that they were gonna kill off Diana Rigg in the opening to Diamonds Are Forever. Were you aware of that?
Nope.
Or was it always just to kill her off at the end of On Her Majesty's?
That's all I knew. I mean, it was in the book, and I knew it, and it was in the script, and we did it that way. I think it was an amazing ending, too, because funny enough, I went to the premiere, and when I was walking out, bearded, everyone was, I thought, Jesus, they don't like my film. But that was just sad, you know, because of what happened to Diana. Anybody else?
I want to stand up because I don't want to have to get over there. Just, George, have you seen the Austin Powers movies? What do you think of that?
No, I haven't. I was a Bond fan. I wasn't an Austin Powers fan.
I was wondering about the working relationship with Harry Saltzman and Cubby Broccoli. Was one more hands-on than the other? Did you prefer one to the other?
The film I did, they were both involved. I think later on something happened between them. Their wives didn't get along, and so when they were seeing if I was going to be right for the job, I'd go out one night with Harry and his wife, and one night with Cubby and his wife. And they were nice restaurants, geez. And that's how they got to know me, and I couldn't figure out at first why they didn't go together. And for dinner, they take their wives, right? And the wives didn't get along. I don't know why. I didn't bother to find out then, but they were both good hustlers, you know. They, you know, I don't think Cubby knew much about making movies, but he knew what movie to get involved with, if you know what I mean. And that's when Harry was broke, and Cubby come in for 50 grand, took 50%. And Harry, his wife told me, was hiding in the toilet to get away from debt collectors. It was that bad. But then he got the rights to the Bond movie, so he was a clever entrepreneur, or whatever you call him. And they don't make movies, they put it together. The people who make them, they know who to choose, and they're bloody good at it.
Okay, this will be our, Alexis, are you asking a question? This will be our last question. But you're not done yet.
We're going to have a new Bond at some point in the next few years, and I wondered what advice you would give to that person about becoming Bond.
Well, I could get a facelift and you wouldn't have to do anything. I think you've got to be sure of yourself, or at least act it like I did. And I think that came from my upbringing in Australia. You know, we'd go to the pub and they always go, "You and me outside," you know, after we get 4 or 5 beers in, or maybe 10. But if you had that look on your face, like I ain't afraid of nobody, nobody wants to know you. And I think I picked that look up from drinking in Australian pubs. You know, at least they don't shoot you down there. They just punch you. But those days were in Queanbeyan way back when, and Goulburn and places like that, in the country you had nothing better to do. Same after school. I mean, I can still remember some of those bastards that punched me for no reason. But, you know, that helped me out in life. You know, I was strong. I had a couple of guys come up and they, you know how they grab you and you grab them. And they go, "I'll talk to you later." They leave you alone. They know that you're not as weak as you look. Once you, but that was part of the acting, learning how to act and being a tough guy. And if you didn't look like a tough guy, you had to have a lot of mates around you in Australia.
Well, George, thank you
you
so much.
said I'm not finished yet?
You're not finished yet because, hold on. We have two people who won costume prizes, and I know that they would want to come up and
Get them ripped off.
yeah. So we have our wonderful judges, Dr. Mark Stout, Dr. Alexis Albion, who were both historians here, and Alexis is working with us currently. She actually wrote her PhD on James Bond. No, she didn't. She did too. I think it's true. Oh, wow.
It's not entirely untrue. Should we do this from here?
Yeah,
right.
it's over to you.
All right, so I'm not Alexis, as you've probably mentioned. I'm Mark Stout. I'm going to announce the winner of the female competition, costume competition. The competition was fierce, and we had long discussions about this. But at the end, we actually went with the very first contestant, and will Vesper Lind, otherwise known as Kate Taylor, please come up.
I didn't know anything about this.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right, this
Oh, I
is
like that.
Oh, thank you.
courtesy of the Australian Embassy and the Spy Museum.
Let me not lose it in any elevators.
At my age.
And our male winner, again, a tough choice. We had quite a number of great choices, villainous and other, but we did decide to go with a villain, and the winner is Kurt, aka Necros the Milkman.
How's that?
Okay, great, Kurt.
Your camera over here. Oh.
Sorry. You brought it up.
George will be around for a little bit. He's going to get whisked away. And Memphis, are we going to see this video? Yes? No? We're going to try. All right.
So guys, let me know down below what you loved about this part 3 of the series. Hopefully you've watched them all. If you haven't, make sure you get back and watch part 1 and 2. Stick around on this channel. Lots of great James Bond stuff upcoming on the channel. It's a big year for Bond 25 coming out in April 2020. Can't wait for more news on that. We're gonna have tons of videos and more collaborations with other fans as well. And also, if you didn't notice, I'm wearing a Royal Filmware sweater. If you guys want access to this cardigan, make sure you guys click the link below. You can get over to Daniel Love's website. It's very amazing. And we will see you guys on my next video. Bye.